It's Friday. It's Fun Friday. And we are live with Sirius Joy Alive. I'm so glad to be alive, actually. I'll tell you a story later on. We got a nice little show today of readings for you and some hope for the future, plus a little sneak peek of my countdown 2026, and maybe someone surprising stopping by. You never know at Sirius Joy Alive. We'll see you inside in 90 seconds. Sirius Joy Academy is now offering gift certificates called Gifted Scholarships in 6-month, 9-month, and 1-year increments. This is the first time we've ever offered this. Sirius Joy is the most accurate astrology service in the world. And now you can stun your loved ones with a spiritual mirror that helps them every day. Visit SiriusJoy.academy to make your purchase. That's SiriusJoy.academy. Available now.
You started your business for freedom, but somewhere along the way, it turned into chaos. You're trying to fit your unique vision into someone else's blueprint, and it's leaving you feeling overwhelmed and second-guessing your every move. That's exactly why we created From Chaos to Clarity, your 12-week live business intensive. We give you the courage to claim your voice, the clarity to build your unique framework, and the conviction to lead your business your way. You'll get live power hours to hone your strategy and weekly accountability sprints to make sure the work actually gets done. Stop following, start building. You don't need to do it all alone. Clarity is closer than you think.
At Hair Intelligence, we believe that every strand of hair has its own voice and needs. By combining ancient wisdom with modern biochemistry, we create pure, organic solutions that work in harmony with your hair's natural biology for optimal hair health naturally. By choosing simplicity, sustainability, and science-backed natural solutions, we help our clients transform their hair, whether it's repair, regrowth, or simply radiant, healthy manes they seek.
All of her products have completely changed my hair. I like to call it magic in a bottle. If there's one thing that she knows, it's hair.
Before using Karen's products, a few years ago, I struggled with various hair challenges, including alopecia, and now I've overcome them, and I've just fallen back in love with my hair.
Get your best hair with clean, organic products that are catered to your hair's unique health and longevity. Get 20% off your first purchase at Hair Intelligence by entering code SiriusJoy20 at checkout. Rediscover your hair's true potential.
Hi, everybody. Welcome. It is the day after Christmas. It feels like the very intense year. Gosh, see this little bracelet I'm wearing? This is the hospital I went to this morning, getting things checked out again. But I'm happy to say I'm healthy. I was getting some fluids there in the lungs, so I made it through my karma pass. And you probably have a karma pass too. It seems like everyone's going to have probably a final test, from what I can tell. Calculate some of the dates of those tests. It happens really between now and mid-Capricorn. It has to do with you being in control of your life, frankly. And the test may be simply that something is happening the way you don't want it to go. Maybe something's feels like it's out of control, feels like you can't control. It's all about control, the early degrees of Capricorn. And of course, what you need to do is apply what you learned. Learned in the last year, do it. Okay. We're in Capricorn, the I decide state of awareness. And it's in this state of awareness that we ultimately decide everything in our life. We use this energy to hold on to something and make it happen. And so right now, what's happening is the entire year of karma that we have faced was huge. This is the largest karma year in history, honestly, in history. The society has never faced this much inner stuff ever. All right. And it happened all pretty much in one year. And so Capricorn now is this moment where we decide, are we over it or are we not? Are we going to move on or not? Can we or can't we? That decision has to be made. It has to be committed to. Okay. Sounds good. We've been having some tech issues. We're working on it. So we'll be getting to the bottom of that too. I mean, it's been, I'd say, a challenging last part of the year. But here's the thing. I think next year is going to just be wild. So much to talk about next year. So wild. Like if this was Dr. Jekyll, then that will be Mr. Hyde, basically. It's going to be a complete flip. And it's going to be very fast. So I recommend you take advantage. Now, if you'd like to have a question answered, that's what this is for. This show is really a question answering show. We're here to do readings. I'm here to introduce you to other readers. In fact, we're going to have something that we call Team Tuesday. And Tag Team Tuesdays will be where I always have a guest, one of my friends who does readings, and we'll tag team on that day. We'll tell you right now, I don't have a graphic yet, but it's going to be Krista Marie Miller. Krista Marie Miller is going to tag team with me next week. Yay! There she is. Now, could that be more cosmic or what? There she is right now, commenting right when we're plugging her. That's crazy. Krista, if you don't know, is a channel of Mary Magdalene. So was at Unite the Light. She was on a panel. She's been a big part of us in the last couple of years. She's one of the reasons why I'm here in Palm Springs, and she's amazing. I mean, she's the best me I've ever met in my life. Sorry, Scott. But Krista can just dial up anybody anytime, and it's like you're talking to them again. I'm not kidding. So maybe we can get some of that going too. She'll be a regular guest. We're also very interested, by the way, if you heard this comment last week, anyone build your own or create your own tarot deck? If you've created a tarot deck, an oracle deck, we'd love to have you share it with us. It'll be a great time because we'd like to show off your deck, and we like to have a deck to use that we don't have to go through a publishing house to actually clear. You know what I mean? Anything else, you have to go through a publishing house. We want to just get right to Lightworker, have you come on, tell us about your deck, and then maybe use it for a few questions. Something we want to do in the future. So if you're interested in that, we'll put in the moderator chat who to email moderators if you put that in the chat, and we'll put it back on here. And so far, we I guess we're going to go to commercial because we're having a bad connection speed. So we're going to commercial real quick, and we're going to fix our connection. We'll be right back after this.
At Hair Intelligence, we believe that every strand of hair has its own voice and needs. By combining ancient wisdom with modern biochemistry, we create pure, organic solutions that work in harmony with your hair's natural biology for optimal hair health naturally. By choosing simplicity, sustainability, and science-backed natural solutions, we help our clients transform their hair, whether it's repair, regrowth, or simply radiant, healthy manes they seek.
All of her products have completely changed my hair. I like to call it magic in a bottle. If there's one thing that she knows, it's hair.
Before using Karen's products, a few years ago, I struggled with various hair challenges, including alopecia, and now I've overcome them, and I've just fallen back in love with my hair.
Get your best hair with clean, organic products that are catered to your hair's unique health and longevity. Get 20% off your first purchase at Hair Intelligence by entering code SiriusJoy20 at checkout. Rediscover your hair's true potential.
Happy holidays! I'm Sanandra, founder of Sichi Organics. For the past 30 years, our goal has been to bring the healing power of plants into your everyday life with simple, clean, organic skin and hair care made with love. Sichi makes a wonderful gift for the holidays. Enter code word JOY30 at checkout and you'll receive 30% off any individual Sichi skin and hair care product.
Happy holidays!
Sirius Joy Academy is now offering gift certificates called Gifted Scholarships in 6-month, 9-month, and 1-year increments. This is the first time we've ever offered this. Sirius Joy is the most accurate astrology service in the world. And now you can stun your loved ones with a spiritual mirror that helps them every day. Visit SiriusJoy.academy to make your purchase. That's SiriusJoy.academy. Available now.
All right. And that is actually at the end there. The best place to go for the countdown 2026 is newyears.guru. Newyears.guru. I'm New Year's Guru, if you don't know. And countdown 26, I can't even remember. This is at least, I gotta go back. We've been doing this at least 8 years now, I think. My goodness, it goes by so quickly. Each year, a bigger audience. And I keep getting better at it, by the way. If you don't know, this is my webinar where I actually go through the entire year ahead. Now, I have gone through many iterations of this webinar with many different handouts. For that 1 year, I had nearly a whole book that was nearly printed of all the dates and everything, all the data. 1 year, I did just beautiful art diagrams by Robbie Hunt. 1 year, I did notes and bullet points. This year, I'm doing something completely different. I've listened to everyone and their suggestions, and it's really going to be a weekend. It's going to be a whole weekend we're taking. On Saturday, we're going to have an hour lecture, then a break, then an hour lecture, then a break, then an hour lecture. So we're breaking it up, and we're doing some group settings in the middle where you can meet other people at the same sun sign or other people at the same moon sign, which will be a lot of fun there. It's going to be cool. And then at the end of the day, we'll do a question and answer session. So Saturday is the typical countdown, except it's divided up by different sections, which means by the end, when you watch it later, you'll have different videos to choose from so you can hone right in on what you want to see. It'll be a lot easier to watch. And also question and answer. You can submit your questions during all the lectures. Then I answer all the questions I can at the end. But there are 2 bonus points this year. By 15 minutes on camera. It's meaning getting me in a fraction of the cost of a reading. I'll do a 15-minute reading in front of everybody. You ask your questions about the future. I only have 2 seats for that. Okay, that's all I have. Interested, you want to go to newyears.guru and talk about that right away. The other thing is then there's a Sunday. That's right. The next day, what I decided to do workshop. So a lot of people will listen to apply it. So in this workshop, it'll be kind of a webinar. You'll be on camera though, because you're in the workshop, and I'll be working through the dates of the year. I have what they call the key dates. The key dates are always the dates where the plot changes. And guess what? You're going to know the key dates, right? Because next year is insane. Not insane in the sense of be afraid, but insane in the sense of I cannot believe it. One of those years. Interesting. Well, we'll have to see about that. If I'm pixelated, we apologize. We're doing our best we can, but we are hard plugged in. So on to technology now to make it work. Now, one last thing that I'm bringing this year that's the biggest announcement is a countdown calendar. I am creating a calendar. Subscribe to for a price, of course. You can only buy 1 year at the moment. I'm not going to do monthly just yet. Too much technology to turn on and off, and people stop paying. So if you want to buy a year, it's dates and Mercury retrogrades and left fest days and step changes. It'll go into your iCal or it'll go into your Google. Okay, you just subscribe to it. The link will be secret. We'll send it to you upon purchase, and boom, right there as you're planning your trip, you have the right there. It's the beginning of something which is an amazing tool I've been wanting to do for a long time. It's one thing to have astrology, it's another thing to be able to use it. I mean, practical use of it is what's so cool. And so this is one of the first times we've been able to really give you some practical tools. Now, SiriusJoy.com, our Sensei service, practical, because no matter where you are, we'll send you a message and let you know when things are going to change. If you're not familiar, this is our service, 10 years now. Technology. Hopefully we go to our smartphone app next, not in the smartphone app, or a browser app right now. And I'm so glad we did it that way too. Long story. I'll tell you that story other time. Getting started. And we are very, very sharp now with our team. Robbie Hunt is still around for the Mega Monthlies. We have Gwen English. She's been a light worker and a teacher for 30 years. We have Daikyo Komodo, who I've seen since it's in high school years. He was watching me. Now he's on camera with us. And we have a new addition to the staff too, one who's coming forward as well. We'll talk about hers. We'll talk about her. I haven't asked permission to bring her up, so I should ask her before I say her name. Nonetheless, it's a great team. And we have a specialist coming up actually on Sirius Joy. If you don't know, maybe we can find a clip of it. But it's a special with all of us talking about the year, and we do a year wrap up. Okay. Her name is Sarah, by the way. Sarah Batsky. I just decided I should. I asked my spirit guides. So Sarah's in there too. So you can see really our whole team that we work with. Every Monday, so we comb through the entire week. Well, not week ahead. We're like looking in January right now, February. But we as a team, it's kind of neat to see astrologers working together. We're going to share with you some anecdotes of the year and themes of the year. That's going to go live, I believe, Wednesday of this upcoming week, and only for Sirius Joy subscribers. So there's some that we leave at home. So why don't we do our first reading? Because I'm anxious to get in. I'm actually more grounded once I read than I am when I'm on camera. I think it's going to be at home. Okay, the first question comes from Meredith. Look at all these masters coming in the door. We got a lot of masters. Master step 26 Cancer. Master step 23 Capricorn Moon. So it's like my mom actually. Born just, let's see. Born 6 hours before full moon, Meredith. And 27 degrees Scorpio rising. So just tell you right off the bat, that 27 Scorpio rising says you have been a soldier. There's no way you can get that without being a soldier or an executioner. Something of really high standard as far as life and death. And we have the sun in Cancer there. So her sun likely, if her rising is 27, that means that her sun is still on the 29th degree of the 6th house. So right away, I noticed from looking at these three items that this person is incredibly talented. I'd like to know more about how to use my North Node to follow my path for my career itself. Okay, we don't have a North Node featured here, guys. We need to find out what our North Node is. Final question. Can we go to question 2 in the meantime? We'll go back if we get the North Node. I have a lot of activity in the 8th house with Sun, Jupiter, Eros, and Lilith, all moon. How do you use this to support my path and unlock my spiritual gifts? Okay, so the 8th house energy is very interesting, first of all. Okay, so first of all, with the 8th house energy, your heart is kind of very private. Even when it comes to lifetimes, to get kind of like have power in the background. So given you have such high step numbers, you're very sophisticated and you are aware of how the world works. So you have retreated into your privacy and you've been leading from background. So you've been more boss than you have been police sergeant as of late. And that you at the same time are a person who with Jupiter, Eros, and Lilith. I mean, Eros and Lilith means that there's, I'm assuming it's white Lilith. That's a turn on. That's also the healing point to your black moon Lilith is there. Something about privacy and boundaries, it's key to your fortune. And although you're there with your sun, having Jupiter there says that you're not quite doing everything possible because if Jupiter was activated, but you haven't done. You can tell by the step number what that is. So the fortune for you to have once you protect a couple of numbers or more with your Jupiter. What Jupiter happens to fall into, you want to protect it. You want to like pay more attention to those step numbers and activate your Jupiter. Now, Jupiter in the 8th often means inheritance. And when they say inheritance, it can be literal, which is like your family. But a lot of times, like multi-lifetime inheritance. For instance, let's say you wrote a book and the publisher stole it. And someone else was named famous for that book, like something horrible, intellectual property theft. Well, this lifetime, the universe is going to give you that publishing deal again. You're going to inherit what you deserve. So sometimes it's about caution. And Jupiter is retribution. Whatever you're lucky at is something that you, and that's why the universe is correcting the course. But you're asking, support my path and unlock my spiritual gifts. Spiritual gifts, I would say, are difficult to tell from this particular angle of the chart. We want to look at, you said you have a Scorpio rising, so sacredness of spirit, 27 degree Scorpio rising. So Scorpio is mostly moving through your 12th house. So it's important that you have really clean boundaries and you are very separate God consciousness from life consciousness. Okay. So that said, I'll go to the North Node here, 5 Virgo. Now I'm trying to do some degree rising. So that puts you in the 10th house, I imagine. North Node in Virgo. Let's see, yeah, 9th house. So with that, the North Node is saying, first of all, 25. 25 is almost always spirituality. It is the highest connection to spirit there is. Now, it's thought that Jesus Christ, Virgo, no pressure, but it is thought that because a lot of research to astrology and astronomy show that time was most likely in 5 AD and was a conjunction of Sirius and Venus. And I think it was Star Bethlehem. And that would make Jesus somewhere around a 20. I've always thought it's going to be 25. The embodiment is Virgo of Holy Spirit or Christ consciousness, which is 25.7. So the thing is that the South Node depending on where it feels like it's going to be in the 9th house, which means the South Node is in the 3rd house. If that's, and I'm a little insecure if I don't have the chart because I don't know if you usually do Placidus or you usually do equal. So a lot of people disagree with me because they think I'm talking about something else, and we're just talking about different houses. If your North Node, if your North Node is in the 10th house or the top, then you are here ultimately to share your wisdom. And you're in your head way too much, and you share your wisdom. If, however, the North Node is the beginning of the 10th house and the South Node is in the 4th house, then it's time to spiritually make directions and choices by Spirit. Use Holy Spirit to make all decisions and get out of your emotions, get out of your inner child, get out of the old whining about. So I get the feeling it's the other, though, 9th and 3rd house. So to your path, you must be mindful of your feelings. So mindful of your feelings that whenever you have a question in your mind, you ask how you feel about it. So I think I should go to the store tonight. Well, how do you feel about going to the store tonight? It seems kind of obvious, but it's not. Most humans don't do it. When you ask your feelings will tell you something. Like your mind will go, oh, we should go. There's a coupon sale, blah, blah, blah. You know, I might see my favorite baker. You know, so your mind will show this list of things that could happen. When you check your feelings, you go, something feels like I shouldn't go. And then later, yes, the store lost power and it was closed or something. So a lot of times when you get a bad feeling about something, it's because you're being protected of many details and things. And so the way to go through your career is just to make a choice, think of the choice to your mind, but then ask your feelings what you feel about it. And if feelings, and you take the emotions get the final call, then you will always find yourself on the right path. Now, some people, I'm not sure where it changes. I check my feelings. It was this one day and this another. Well, if that's the case, what I recommend is that you, first of all, have a ritual to clear your feelings. You have to neutralize your feelings every day. That can be through meditation, yoga, walking, you know, anything really, fishing, like whatever clears your mind, allows you to return to neutrality. And once you've hit that neutrality, ask the question again, and ask the question over 3 consecutive days. So if you do it by popular vote, if right, and one day it didn't, then you've got your answer. Now, the one thing you want to make sure, though, is if it's a really crucial thing, like, you know, whether to take a job or something, you really are on the fence, then you'll probably want to ask over 6 days because you want the moon to change signs at least once. So you have different signs to compare it to. So like moon in Cancer, the moon in Leo. So you get, 3 questions in each. That's pretty much a good consensus of you. Okay. All right. So I hope we took care of that for you. I think you were good. I think we're going to change our policy already and say we want to run charts earlier, even though we're not going to bring the chart on camera. I think in the future, I want to see it because that made me nervous. It looks like we're going to have a guest on today too. By the way, if you want to ask a question, you can. This is a small fee we make as readers, but we're coming on the free answers. Well, not free answers, but low cost answers with high volume, high intensity solutions to whatever you happen to be stuck at. And this is a great way to get wet. If you've never bought a reader before, if you never worked with an intuitive, it's a great way to do it. Keep your questions kind of broad. Don't say anything personal or whatever in it, but ask enough to where you're convinced that we got it right for you. Yeah, we're gonna bring on a guest here in a second. Let me make sure this is our guest, Megan, right? Sure, as long as you remember the timer. Let's meet our guest. Yay! A little coffee. Hi. Megan, can you see
Okay,
us?
I think it is working. Hi. We didn't get a chance to do any kind of check, so
That's
lighting,
okay, Megan.
volume. So is it working okay?
We are totally blessed because everything was pretty good, and I had to shut down in the commercial, so don't feel bad. Where are you from?
Utah.
Okay, is that where you're
Southern Utah.
broadcasting? Is that where you are now?
Yeah.
Well, awesome. Thanks for watching, and thanks for getting a question. You want to say out loud what your question is, and we'll dive into it?
I wrote it 3 days ago, and I had so many questions going through my mind. But really, what my question was just that I'm
I put you on the spot.
Yeah, I'm needing to understand myself more.
To understand yourself, and you're an Aries.
Yes.
Degree Aries. Okay. Sorry, I know we have a little bit of technical issue here. Gemini moon and Sagittarius rising. Well, I'll tell you this, a couple things. I'm
Yeah,
gonna open up
get my chart.
your chart. Yeah, I'll open up your chart
Cool.
too. But first of all, to say your Sagittarius rising is at it's a Swift 21. Swift 21 means that you have Taylor Swift's energy right on your ascendant. 21 degree Sagittarius, Grandmaster Sagittarius. So you've actually, it's funny, you say you're to learn more things about yourself because you've actually spent all your lifetimes learning things about the world. And I think this is the first time you're actually going inward this lifetime and getting to really know yourself in a better way. So be easy on yourself. You're actually world very wise about, but very new about yourself. It's not you're not completely ignorant, right? Souls tend to specialize in one thing or other. And in this lifetime is often when many people are now turning towards a new wind, a new direction, and they all feel awkward about it. And actually, this is a perfect example because a lot of people are going to start that new weird one next. So, excuse me, a lot of people who have come in this lifetime came for two reasons. One, to heal the damage from the Dark Ages. And the second was to do something they've been putting on for a long time. Do you have, is it still a mystery? She heard me. I was wondering if you knew what that was. Did she not hear me?
I heard you ask a question, but I didn't even hear it all. It's breaking up quite a bit.
Oh, okay. Well, you're doing good. You're doing a great job. She's all like, what the? All right, we'll go to our chart here and take a look at it. And I'll make it an illustration for everyone else. Here we go. 1 second. What I was asking is, I'm saying that most people now, right now, between now and next year, going to be pursuing something their heart really wants, but hasn't really allowed themselves to do. And this is something even things. And so we're in a weird transition now where we are phasing out the healing process, which was our entire life, and phasing in this new thing. I know what the new thing is already.
Oh, okay. No, not in a specific way. It's just in generality of like moving out of linearity and like trying to find comfort, like peace in just expressing myself as I am in a more artistic, in a more non-linear way, like wanting to move with, I don't even know yet. Intuition,
you want
feeling,
to relocate?
sensing, all of the things. Say what?
Mm-hmm. You said you're looking to move like physically or move your life?
No, that's not at all what I said. No. I'm really sorry, but like this is I was told that the soonest I would come on would be 6 o'clock. So this was like really rushed.
I'm sorry.
So I haven't even had a minute to like calm down my nervous system into this moment. And
why don't you go and come back? Why don't we change it? The energy's been good for you. There we go.
I'm just back to the attention here because I need.
There we go. Yeah, we're having a lot of tech issues, and actually, that's my fault because it was. I thought the opposite to bring around sooner. So that's been the kind of day it's been lately. It's been a little messy. It's been a little messy, as far as everything lining up, and I think that's to be expected. I guess I should maybe show you guys some of the charts of what's going on now. Wouldn't that be a good, like where we're at? I think it'd be a good little improv zodiac weather here. Hold on just a second. Now, because literally, I will say, because I said zodiac weather, if you're not familiar, we have moved our timings of things. We're going to be going live. We're going to be going live with Namaste Today on Sunday now. So we now go live to Namaste Today on the weekends. It'll be on Sunday evening at 8 p.m. Eastern, and that'll be 5 p.m. Pacific. So it's going to be kind of that 60 minutes kind of time zone, if you want to know. It'll just sit there alone on Sunday nights, and it's going to be anchored there for eternity, most likely. Now, if you want to see the show early, Sirius Joy subscribers who are either entry $3.99 or full members can see it as soon as Saturday, usually. This weekend, it'll probably come out Saturday afternoon because we're just changing gears on the fly here over a holiday. Also tonight, you're going to see a special edition of Astro Mingle, but it's also going to repeat on its new time, which is Saturday, tomorrow. So we're going to have Astro Mingle, and then we're going to have LOL on Saturday nights. We want to make kind of a fun Saturday night, like basically we call it a drinking game. So the show is now going to more of a nighttime kind of appeal. I'm not going to say we're drinking. We'll have healthy drinks, But at the end of the day, we're going to try to light up people's Saturday nights, because really we're thinking that it's better to have fun when you can let your hair down, right? And so we're just trying. The other thing we've had, as we said, we've had some issues with, YouTube and just sort of the way the algorithm is working lately. It's really damaging people in. Everyone I know is losing options. We don't know if it's because people leave or if the algorithm is always cleaning itself, but we know that we're having a hard time announcing that we're live with things. So we're moving around the clock and changing everything. So YouTube has to kind of re-articulate this. Yeah, totally. Yeah, we'll bring her on. Yeah, we can bring her on whenever. So she'll be back on. Give her the time to get ready. Bring her on. Yeah, she felt rushed. And I didn't want to make her feel that way at all. So let me pull up a chart here for where we are today. And let's do some pep, shall we? Here we go. This is actually perfect. It's Friday, Saturday. Here we go. I'm going to do a share screen again in just a second. Give you guys kind of a weekend forecast. Since I'm not going to be up tonight, and you might be counting on your weekend forecast, let me give you one right now. Okay? Alrighty. All right, so we'll go back one day to today. Here we go. All right, here we go. We can go live. I have that up. Morgan, appreciate it. Okay, guys, this is from our Divine Pep Talk. At Sirius Joy, we give a pep talk in the morning. It's about 20, 25 minutes, walking you through the day, giving the day by day how to play the day to your advantage. And we always also at the same time give you the chart. I always give you the chart of the day. So if people are learning how to read astrology, they can learn from us right here, as you can see. And we give this chart away. So this is our pep talk. So this is pep talk. Today we're at step 5, the I think state of awareness. At about 7:50 a.m. Eastern time is when the step number changed. So we're in our head right now. And what's happening is you're going to be thinking back in your mind to the way you talk to yourself. And overall, your mind is concerned about one thing: being effective. Being effective, being able to do what you want to do, follow through and say what you're going to do. Maybe you're concerned. Maybe you know what you want to do next and you're afraid about doing it. Or perhaps maybe you've always messed up, but at the same time, you're afraid to go forward because you've always messed up. We all have these mind games, and our mind develops a certain prejudice or attitude. And so it's now time to reconsider how you think about yourself, the way you think about yourself, the way you talk to yourself. This is all for reconsideration today. In fact, we're going to hit step 8 here. You can see we're at step 5 on Friday. Sunday is step 7. And on Monday, we hit step 8. Step 8, Capricorn, is a Grandmaster step. And that's the step where you will decide once and for all your approach to yourself. Now, when I say approach to yourself, I'm referring to the way you discipline yourself, the way you're there for yourself, the way you talk to yourself. Are you an authoritarian? Are you a benign dictator? How are you on the inside? Are you mirroring your auntie or your mom or the people who adopted you? Are you rebelling against them? Choices to cope. And we didn't even know what we were coping from before. Now we do. We understand it. We've gone through our karma. So the question is, do I still need to be, this to myself on the inside? Maybe I'm a person. Maybe I come as a gentle person. And maybe my control can be through persuasion, not through demand and command. These are the questions to answer. So as we go into to the sharper here, you can see we're building a step. And this is very important because I don't know if it'll let me do a box. I don't think it will. These 3 planets here, Venus, the Sun, and Mars, they form what we call a stellium, which means these parts of our consciousness act as one. And what's acting one today is that we are opening up and listening to our own feelings. We are ready to make action and take action, and we're thinking about the best way to go. All right. And there's something called there is a term known as a step differential, and that's the distance between the 2 planets is also consciousness. So 5 minus 2 is 3, which is Sag, and 8 minus 5 is 3, which is Sag. That means that it's going to come down to a belief. A belief is going to be what determines the direction you go. That means that it's going to be a theory. That means it's not going to be proven per se. That means you need to go with what your heart is telling you. So overall, we're going to spend the weekend thinking about it today. On Saturday, we're going to accept and receive. Step 6. It's like a Venus day. Tomorrow will be a very great day to be creative, to rest, to hear news or to look something up you need to look up, etc. Let's actually go back. We're going to go back to this today because I'm all wound up today too, by the way, folks. It's been a long day. And that's the moon. See, as we were in this stellium figuring out how to manage ourselves, at the same time, the moon is going to cross over the correct planets. And notice there's a 4 degree orb here, or 4 degree step 4 differential. That means that as the moon crosses between Saturn and Neptune, we emotionally are being taken to distance, and we're emotionally being brought to a set spirit sign up to do. So for everyone, there'll most likely be sort of spiritual moment today. Hasn't happened already. We're in a daydream or something like that. You just find yourself brought into a new era or into a vision or a past life memory, something deep within you that likely is going to help you determine where you're going. Also, Mercury here, focused on step 20 Sagittarius. This is our mind itself. Now, our mind rules today. And so ultimately looking at the future and trying to write that story. And so what's going to happen is the moon will square at very early in the morning. It already did square Mercury. There's a back and forth about, well, what am I going to do? Am I going to continue down this journey? Am I going to repeat this old pattern? Am I going to do it again after I've done it many times? Am I really here again? Really? And then if you feel your feelings, no, we're actually not. So this is a moment where our feelings are going to probably guide us to the destination, not our mind. If our mind knew it, we'd already be there, right? But the mind's only capable of knowing what it's seen before, all right? So today's like a very much pensive, cloudy, mystical day, being in the midst of not knowing. Tomorrow is also spacey because step 6 will be opening up, accepting, and receiving what our mind came up with. So today, your mind might go, you know what? I think I need to retire. I think I need to really be open to that, feeling it out, weighing back and forth. Does that make sense? Does that feel right to me? It may or may not, but you weigh through it. We still have that 3 degree differential. Remember, 9 minus 6 is 3. 6 minus 3 is 3. And so we have, again, a belief that's bringing on. This is us trying to decide, again, what we're going to decide for ourselves. We're going to decide about how we manage ourselves. But notice the moon will be in the early degrees of Aries tomorrow. So what that means is that we will be feeling through new action, new strength, new sense of fear, maybe sense of apprehension, and really feeling, do I have it in me? Do I have it in me to do what I think I need to do, what I feel I need to do, what my heart opens up to doing, what I believe I need to do? Do I really feel like I have the strength? Do I feel I can get there? And so I think, Saturday might be a day where in the morning, yes, you are going to move. By lunch, no way am I going to move. I'm staying here. By dinner, you don't want me to move. It's quite common to go back and forth. Again, we're deciding what's best for us. If you're debating things on the outside, you're premature in the sense that you have to decide how you want on the inside before the outside will ever work. A lot of times people try to change the outside, but they never change the inside. The outside back to what it was. And that happens all the time. So you want to be clear that you have a decisive nature inside you about what you want on the inside. Then come Sunday is a spiritual day. Again, notice the step 3, 7 minus 4 is 3. So again, belief structure is what holding all this together. Mercury is at its grandmaster step 20 Sag, so our mind is made up. We need future. You will have a vision for your story by sometime Sunday. You'll also notice that if we look at here, I'm going to move my let's go here. Whoops. During this day, the moon will cross over. Means at the very end of the day, we're going to face a fear, apprehension we have about things. So if I were a guessing man, I would say today you come up with a pretty wild idea. Tomorrow, you spend the day going back and forth about that wild idea, not knowing if it's too wild or it's too lame or whatever, back and forth. And then Sunday, you're capable of doing it. And because it's a spirit ruled day on Sunday, 7, because the sun's at 7, you're really going to intuit a strong answer from spirit. Spirit's going to be very much with you. If you're a person who's not good at connecting to spirit or not confident of when you hear from spirit yourself, then it'll come to you through a dream, symbol, or a friend will mention it. Like the universe gets the message to you. That's funny. There's so much I want to talk to you here on this show that I haven't had a chance to. But one of them is that, taking a step, that most of the time when we pray, we're praying to our own higher self. saying we prayed to God. I think we're praying to us. I think right now, you and I, we're asleep in a dream. And this is the dream. This is the fantasy. And anytime we pray, we're basically praying that's at the top, that's sleeping, and just slightly. And so a lot of times when we have symbolism in our life, when we have answers to our prayers, it's our own sass for. It's a little avatar version of ourselves here in the company of Earth, from the company of heaven. That's what I believe. So it's interesting. I have a sense that over this weekend, it looks like a quiet to some degree, moon in Pisces for most of the time, and the Sunday a bit more active, the moon in Aries, that you're really trying to get in touch with your deepest self. Another way to look at that is your truth. You will get to your truth, I think, in the next 3 days. When we come back Monday, it'll be now time to make a formal decision in the world, meaning your family, etc. This is a time where you're going to want to really not waste time, because I'll tell you, when I look at the countdown 2026, and the events coming ahead, you can't go into this year not knowing. This is not a year to explore, or a year to manifest. And we'll talk more about that here in a minute. I guess we've got a series of videos to go to from the director. Oh, I know what that is.
Sirius Joy Academy is now offering gift certificates called Gifted Scholarships in 6-month, 9-month, and 1-year increments. This is the first time we've ever offered this. Sirius Joy is the most accurate astrology service in the world. And now you can stun your loved ones with a spiritual mirror that helps them every day. Visit SiriusJoy.academy to make your purchase. That's SiriusJoy.academy. Available now.
At Hair Intelligence, we believe that every strand of hair has its own voice and needs. By combining ancient wisdom with modern biochemistry, we create pure, organic solutions that work in harmony with your hair's natural biology for optimal hair health naturally. By choosing simplicity, sustainability, and science-backed natural solutions, we help our clients transform their hair, whether it's repair, regrowth, or simply radiant, healthy manes they seek.
All of her products have completely changed my hair. I like to call it magic in a bottle. If there's one thing that she knows, it's hair.
Before using Karen's products a few years ago, I struggled with various hair challenges, including alopecia, and now I've overcome them, and I've just fallen back in love with my hair.
Get your best hair with clean, organic products that are catered to your hair's unique health and longevity. Get 20% off your first purchase at Hair Intelligence by entering code SiriusJoy20 at checkout. Rediscover your hair's true potential.
Happy holidays! I'm Sanandra, founder of CT Organics. For the past 30 years, our goal has been to bring the healing power of plants into your everyday life with simple, clean, organic skin and hair care made with love. CT makes a wonderful gift for the holidays. Enter code word JOY30 at checkout and you'll receive 30% off any individual CT skin and hair care product.
Happy holidays!
Hello, friends. Welcome back to Sirius Joy Live. We are live on the air every weekday, Monday through Friday, from 7 p.m. Eastern Time. That's 4 p.m. Pacific to 9 p.m. Pacific. So 2 hours a day, hanging out and giving readings. That's our number one focus here. We like to sell you a little reading. And this is for a fraction of the normal price. A lot of people don't get a chance to get a reading, or you're nervous about reading, and you just want a little answer here and now. This is going to be it. We're going to be doing a lot of this in the future. We also have, I think we're ready. We'll see if we're ready. We have a guest here today where, again, you saw the craziness that we're dealing with as far as signals and whatnot. The internet has been crazy. If you want to purchase a reading, shop. And you can see there are 3 different varieties there. You can also have copies of it sent to you if you want. It's super cool. And I think as the year opens up, people are going to really need this tool because, like I said, 2026 looks like to be a hell of a year. It really starts to cook up in April from what we can tell. And the reason why that will be is because people have been completely transformed when it comes to their strength and ego. So come April, people are adamant about who they are and what they're here to do. And so you want to make sure that you are clear about what you want and what you're here to do. Sirius Joy has a variety of products to help you get there, right? First of all, we'll do these readings. This is our lowest priced item. We'll do these readings for you on the air 5 days a week. We'll say hello. We'll give you over time, you'll see with people in the chat just how accurate they can be. Then there's a variety of other options too, including readings from other people that introduce you to. 4 hours a day, basically sending you messages of coaching and guidance. It's just no reason to go with them, psychic friends by your. I think we have Megan ready to come on. Let's maybe start that over. Pretend like it didn't happen. Let me get Megan to start back up. Are we there? I think I want to see the actual print. No. Okay. Basically, just read. Okay. You said 6 weeks ago, Aries will have it really tough until about Christmas time. Yes, I did say that. That's true. And still, I found myself blossoming well throughout December. Great. Then last weekend, I had a meltdown of the century. Any insight you feel will help me to understand and have more compassion on myself at this time, please. Okay, it makes total sense. We'll take a look and look at her actual chart here, which I have. And we'll go through it. There we go. Hi, did I read that better this time? How are you? Did you do a shot? I'm
How are you? What?
How are you? I said, did you do a shot? It's like one of those days where you're like, I don't know.
I don't handle stress well, but yes, I'm good, and it's good to be on here.
Thanks for coming. I'm sorry we added to your stress. It's been that way though. I mean, I don't see anyone getting out of it.
Yeah.
So for compassion, look around. Everyone is going through it. You're not being picked on by the universe. This is a graduation time. Do you want to share about what your meltdown was? Is it just a personal, emotional, I can't take it anymore? Or
I'm a massage therapist, so I try and get regular massages. I've only been a massage therapist for a couple years, but I had a really good massage.
Oh,
found new levels of breathing in my body that I haven't done, and I came home and interpreted something my fiance said the wrong way and freaked the fuck out, and I've just went on a fucking rampage after that.
okay, totally get it. Let me show you some stuff. First of all, you're a step 6, so you are a Libran Aries, which means that you are very strong, but you're also very passive. Like you wait until you have conclusive evidence of something. So tend to sit on things for a while, and you'll let them boil up a little bit, just because you don't want to do right. So to some degree, I think as a rule, you definitely need to let steam out regularly. So some of it means, because a 6 is so sensitive, like a scale. If you have too much stress from work or something else that adds on, the scales will tip. It's just going to be what happens. And the Libra energy will shoot first and ask questions later. Right? It's kind of just nature of Libra. Make sure they're not killed. It's also your house of emotion. As you can probably see, Saturn and Neptune basically are actually heading for your sun. Your sun is actually in Aries, but the way this particular president makes it look like it's in Pisces, but it's in Aries. You feel the pressure of Neptune coming. You're going to go through a transformation coming up, and it might be that you're starting to feel some of the breakdown happening. Is this today, December 26th? So, the moon right now is actually about to cross this issue right now. So I think we just saw it. We caused it. We actually triggered you, but the moon is on it right now. We triggered you, but the moon was already there. So you were already emotionally inflated today, just so you know. So you're brave, and thank you for coming on.
I've been emotionally inflated
overall
Friday.
Oh, have you? Okay, since that's Friday.
Yeah.
Well, I would imagine that was here. So, probably in your 12th house. The breakdown was probably in your 12th house, which means that your emotions were highlighting a subconscious you And it looks like the subconscious issue has to do with the right to believe in what you want to believe in, and follow what you believe in life versus what other people tell you. That's one of the big things I think you've had issues with. It looks like you also look at this. This is a major authority, Saturn 27 retrograde. What this says that you actually have been like an executioner. You have been someone who has incredible power. For whatever reason, you decide to sit on it in this lifetime, not use it. So you have a lot of power under the seams, and you're not letting yourself have that power for some reason. Probably because you've been afraid of what you would do. I think to some degree you are concerned about your emotion, you being able to handle the feelings of it, the emotional part of it. Here's another issue that kind of stirs things up. Your moon and Chiron are conjoined. That means that your greatest wound is always like just one thought away from your feelings. It's a thought of 5 between the two. So what happens is you're kind of subconsciously always mindful of the times we drove over. Like always mindful. You're always mindful of it, right? And so here's your sword, deep buried, high, underneath you, hidden. So I think what's happening is with Uranus here about to approach your Chiron, when it goes back to step 1, 0 and 1 Gemini, it already kind of kissed this summer. How did you feel, by the way, in the summer?
This past summer?
How'd you feel in the summer? Yeah, like basically. I mean, this summer out of all other summers, was it any different? Was it better or worse?
Yes, I remember this past July, something shifted and I started more easily being in my flow, feeling more flowing, feeling more at ease, feeling less reactive. And it lasted like a good, almost 2 months, maybe even.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Okay. So I feel what that was that's actually a preview of the future. So I have a feeling that, a lot of people see stuff like Saturn heading for their sun or whatever, like you have. Saturn's heading your sun eventually. A lot of times that can be very difficult if you're a person who's irresponsible. Really hard because suddenly the universe is saying you got to grow up. You've been trying to grow up your whole life.
Yes.
Suddenly you have the wind beneath your sails. Suddenly you have the wing. You suddenly feel supported by the universe. You feel strong and badass. It really, when you're in alignment with where you're heading, like really heading, it will just lift you and make you feel so freaking strong. It's not even funny. At the same time, what happened was Uranus dipped into Gemini. Now it says, okay, you don't have to stay here, but you're going up. You got to go up a flight. We're closing down this floor. And so you have an issue here where you've been knocked down life. You were probably killed. You were on the wrong side of your own heart. So in the past life, you let yourself down by not being there for your heart. You didn't support your heart. So in a moment with your fiance, supporting your heart. So actually things are working. Like you are standing up for yourself. You saw, but you're right in your karma. You're not doing it again. Kind of crap happened. So, you'll calm down and be more elegant about it, as you start growing. This is going the right direction. Like you even though, it's messy, there's a lot of pain that's around it. So I think Uranus went to Gemini and suddenly you felt uplifted off the ground because this is literally like feeling like a piece of trash. Chiron at 4 and the 6 is like untouchable in India. You feel like you just have no place in the world. No place is home. Is a very hard feeling, that particular Chiron. You literally feel like an alien. You don't belong here. And so that's the truth. It's because you're out of touch with why your heart wants to be. You forgot. So this is a broken heart from letting self down in the past life. That's your fears. You're going to let yourself down. But this is actually also a major broken heart. Your black moon is a complete devastation, broken heart, where your inner child had a complete breakdown from, it looks like rejected by the world. I have a sense that you spoke up and said the wrong thing in front of the wrong Christians or something. Very religious. Feels very religious, just so you know. And so look at this. This is a 22 net 4. You're not where you belong in the world. This is a 4 here. You don't belong with yourself. So this is a complete. And look at your Pluto. You have an issue with protecting your 4. So what this means is, in life, especially this, never feel safe. Yeah. No. Well, here's some magic. You can just by. So believe it or not, if you in the morning go, okay, I'm going to town. I'm going to town. I want to protect anyone from saying shit to me. I want to protect from having any breakdowns. any car problems. Like you just basically list all the stuff that will not go wrong. It's as silly and as simple as that sounds. And you'll go, this is crazy. How can this be? Do it again, do it again, do it again. Most part, your soul will obey whatever you tell it to do. And if you tell it, I want this in the movie, you won't have it in the movie. Most of the issue is you're not consciously processing. You're not consciously processing beforehand that you want to be safe. You're not thinking ahead of time, like, I better be safe when I get there. And you're not imagining yourself as ahead of time. You're kind of slacking on that part of the magic because probably in the past life, someone did it for you. You know, a lot in Scorpio, your generation, the millennials, you guys were all slaves in past lives. You weren't allowed to have any control over anything. And so you were told when to eat, and you were told when to shit, you were told when to get up in the morning, whether it was monastery, crazy, monastery rules or military. For you, definitely military. This is a fighting 18 and Mercury at 18. That's a professional fighter. That's like a boxer. That's what I expect from a boxer. A female boxer, because it's Venus. But this is a wham bam. This is where she's gonna jump. She's gonna punch her. She's gonna jump on that fiance, and she's gonna show him the way it's done. I mean, ultimately, you will get physical. This also means you probably have a lot of unfortunately violence. In your history, that's past life trauma from violence that you've either witnessed or had on you, and so you recreate little like tremblers of it, or like little earthquakes of it. But I'll tell you, the solution is very clear. You have to be the one that keeps you calm. Period. That's your number one job. Is to stay in a concert with yourself and just always keep yourself at ease. And, right now it's at ease because you have less life in the Army. What I'm seeing is like the at ease was you wouldn't kill somebody by accident. Because I think you're a person, like if they've gone too far. And you're yourself. The way to stay in balance with yourself is to be mindful of your feelings all the time and what they need. Like basically you have to be your own babysitter and your own what's the word I'm looking for? Mary Poppins. Where you're just always, if you just focus on keeping yourself calm and happy, your pacifier, have all the things you want to keep the baby happy, then you will run like clockwork. I think you've been living in modest and the Army in past lives. And so you really aren't actually good at homemaking. Like you're very new to it, I think. I think that like where the monastery would cook for you, the monastery would clean, and it was all done. Now you're like, what? I don't think you realize all the things that you need to feel better in life. Like you're literally learning how to baby yourself. You're a warrior, a bad warrior, but the baby you're new at. But I think this is for creativity. Are you creative? I didn't hear her answer because she went. Okay, we'll get that last question. We didn't hear the sound for some reason, but
can you hear me now?
I can. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Thanks. Now you sound great. The question was creative expression. Do you get to express creatively?
Yeah. In my later life, I've learned how to let go and start. Yeah, but not naturally. Yeah.
Okay.
I had to smoke weed in order to learn how to let go even 1%. Like my mind is naturally like super linear. Like I feel autistic almost, but I don't have any diagnosis. Or alien,
no problem.
or like, or military like, overly responsible. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
just
I think
joy.
Well, you are actually. You've come here. You've come to really pursue your heart. So your issue is really that you're not in childhood where it wasn't possible, and so you haven't ever had luxury of kindergarten, a luxury of living in a country that didn't have war, and as a result, you didn't have that nurse self, and so a lot of the center focus that you're wanting, she just wants, if she can play, she'll fix everything. She really will. And that nonlinear thinking, don't worry. A child gets bored quick. She'll be like, what if we move this line over here and this? Like, she'll mix it up. You've let your mind take over to stay safe. And the thing is, if the mind asks the heart what it needs to be safe, it'll change the conversation to a whole new level. Just because you're asking your heart for the tips. Now, I agree with you. I think actually marijuana is a very good God created substance. Okay, I think they've crossbred it a little too intense though lately. There's been crossbred, so I say to people, less grass. It's a one-hit wonder, but I think it actually does, in fact, open up creative centers. I know it does, and it's actually, I think, really good, non-pharmaceutical, made by God. Really, not a bad thing. Don't feel bad about that. That's a good thing. I think that's what God made it. So, do you have any time, like, deliberately every day? Like, do you get playtime?
I definitely have the time to do that, and I try to, but it's always something I'm like trying to do. It's like like someone tries to go to the. So what?
It involves. So you're saying
Yeah,
it involves.
my mind makes everything into work. So yeah, I definitely
Yeah.
tried though. Like I've tried, but
Okay.
and I'll keep trying.
Well, here's what I recommend.
Okay.
Well, I think you ought to take a look. And what this is, you just go into a sacred space inside your life, inside your house, somewhere that's very safe, that only you and the maybe dog go to. That's it. And in that space every day, you just kind of connect to your deepest self, and you say what you want to protect that day. And there's one thing that you have to. There's two things you have to protect. One is that you have to protect the connection to your heart. So I protect the connection to my heart. I must stay connected to my heart all day. So that means just stay in touch with it. That means that you'll feel it all day. And the other is I must protect where I truly belong. Okay. Belong means that you don't understand or separate you from vibrations that are different than you. So you walk right into a minefield. In fact, as a soldier, you were told, and as a missionary for the church, you were told to. You're told to walk into foreign countries and take them over. So in that way, yeah, your soul only has boundaries where you walk over someone's to you want, and therefore if someone walks over you, that's to be expected. That's what you're changing now. You're saying to the world, no, there's a difference. You're either on mine, you're not here. Like you basically want to say, it's only birds of a feather that I want to see. Anyone who's not my same vibe, I don't want to see that. Just by making that commitment in the morning, you begin to protect your heart, because your heart knows damn well it doesn't belong to up. Like it's like dark alley at night, like something feels wrong about this, and you get nervous for a reason. You're not where you belong. Vibrationally, it's not your tribe. And so I think what happens is we will the wrong tribe all the time until we figure out the difference between right and wrong. So it's like with a Pluto injury like that, Pluto and Scorpio, you got the worst case scenario because it's undeniably clear. So my point is, like, I think the lessons you've lived are kind of harsh, unnecessarily harsh, and it's not going to be going forward. You're here. It's not going to be that difficult. You're about to go through an intimacy transit here. And so, for the first 6 months of 2026, your issue is going to be getting to trust yourself. And I promise you, if you protect your heart and where it belongs every day, then everything will be normal today, and you'll start to get a general feeling about things that doesn't change. The reason why your feelings change about stuff is because you don't protect yourself from the wind. And so when the wind is blowing, what's that?
I just
I'm sorry.
Sorry, I'm not having a seizure or anything. It's just.
Oh, no worries. It's nerve, right? Like it's stuff we deal with, yeah. Well, I think with by deliberately protecting your heart and giving yourself a little shelter, and the third thing I'm going to say is, if you can just create 20 minutes, sure you have fun for that 20 minutes. Like it's just something you enjoy. Like give yourself a gift of something you enjoy every day, and don't let anything step on that joy, like that moment. All you need is for it to happen every day at the same time for about 10 days, and you're going to find that your whole position calms down a lot, because mostly the problem is abandoned by you, and you haven't really abandoned her. You've been preoccupied at the door to make sure nobody kills you, right? Like you've been busy. So you didn't mean to ignore her. You were busy. So that reuniting is what has to happen. And if you do it for consecutively for 10 days, you're going to find that you start to feel better, and just keep at it. I'll tell you right now, right now the sun in your first house. So you're going to be very on display, feeling very public. You're going to feel the public a lot right now. You're gonna feel self-worth issues as we go into when we get here right in the spring. This is where I think the big moment's gonna happen. Your goal, if I can give you one, I want you to come back and tell me if it happened. But when the shit hits the fan, I predict you'll be calm. The whole world's gonna freak out, and you're gonna be calm.
Yeah.
You're gonna be a calm one, right? But you are. My point is, I think you're meant to be a leader. Although you don't feel like you're doing what you want to do, or maybe even know what it is, the truth is you have a skill set that we're going to need right around the corner. And so everyone else is going to flip to be more like you, and vice versa. You're going to be more of the. But if you are in touch with your heart, you will truly rise to a leadership level very quickly. Because the only thing you've been missing is that connection to your heart, and your child what she wants. So does that make sense?
Yeah, it really, really, really does. And it not only makes sense, but I'm getting like the transmission, like I'm feeling this lift me. So thank you.
You're welcome. You just, your inner child needs a warrior possible. That's you. And it sounds cool. You fractioned on the inside. Your inner child fractioned from your adult. It's survival. And what your repair work is you're going back home to your inner child and saying, it's over. Now it's all about you, kid. And that's all really that's wrong. I know it sounds like, how can that be? Sweet we are.
That was one of the million questions I thought of asking you, was like, do I just forget the past to heal, or do I have to like heal the past? Like it feels like I'm being called to just like walk away.
That's a great question for everybody. By after and into, I'll give a date, but like sometime around, you really got until step 15 Capricorn, and then you have to forgive everything because you're wasting time at this point. Everyone had their chance. Everyone the next story. It's just a film or a movie or a video game that we're in, and the game's over. It's time for a new game. So it won't. I don't think you've learned everything you can. There's nothing to do. You might have like a closure in the end of your life. Or like the person who betrayed you comes back and finally apologizes. You might have those like chapters at the end of your life, but it's kind of like World War. Like my grandparents, like they don't remember life before World War II. And I'm not saying we're going to World War. Conscious is so different. It just will be like black and white when you think about the things that are upsetting you. It's like to be looking in black and white. It's not going to feel like full color anymore. It's not going to feel like it means anything. It's just kind of like how hard was school when you're in second grade? You can't even fathom. It's like. That's how it's going to look. We're going to make such a quantum leap in the next 6 weeks. And I think on your path, if you listen to your child, that none of it will matter. It was all just a lesson. That's hard to believe. Why don't you come back on for free and tell us how you're doing? Would you do that? To reach out to you? Because we really felt this. We made it worse. I think we made it worse, bring you on early and stuff. So I'd like to have you come back on. How you're doing? Would you be open to that? We'll no charge.
Yeah.
Give you an update reading. Oh, there you go. Okay. We're having some weird, crazy noise, guys. Nuts. Wow. I tried to hold it cool there. Thank you, Megan. She's super nice. And we're hearing some other sound. It might be my director. I'm not sure. But anyways, what's next, guys? I think we're back. Don't forget, countdown 2026, New Year's.guru.
Sirius Joy Academy is now offering gift certificates called Gifted Scholarships in 6-month, 9-month, and 1-year increments. This is the first time we've ever offered this. Sirius Joy is the most accurate astrology service in the world. And now you can stun your loved ones with a spiritual mirror that helps them every day. Visit SiriusJoy.academy to make your purchase. That's SiriusJoy.academy. Available now.
At Hair Intelligence, we believe that every strand of hair has its own voice and needs. By combining ancient wisdom with modern biochemistry, we create pure, organic solutions that work in harmony with your hair's natural biology for optimal hair health naturally. By choosing simplicity, sustainability, and science-backed natural solutions, we help our clients transform their hair, whether it's repair, regrowth, or simply radiant, healthy manes they seek.
All of her products have completely changed my hair. I like to call it magic in a bottle. So if there's one thing that she knows, it's hair.
Before using Karen's products, a few years ago, I struggled with various hair challenges, including alopecia, and now I've overcome them, and I've just fallen back in love with my hair.
Get your best hair with clean, organic products that are catered to your hair's unique health and longevity. Get 20% off your first purchase at Hair Intelligence by entering code SiriusJoy20 at checkout. Rediscover your hair's true potential.
Happy holidays! I'm Sanandra, founder of CT Organics. For the past 30 years, our goal has been to bring the healing power of plants into your everyday life with simple, clean, organic skin and hair care made with love. CT makes a wonderful gift for the holidays. Enter code word JOY30 at checkout and you'll receive 30% off any individual CT skin and hair care product.
Happy holidays!
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Sirius Joy Alive. Why alive? Because it's time to be alive, y'all. We've been dead. We've been like that, behind our cell phones, in the dark rooms at night, lost in ourselves. We've been misled away from ourselves. It's so funny what we fall for. But we're all waking up now. I'm seeing it everywhere. I'm seeing people notice things they never noticed. People come to conclusions that I've been thinking for a long time, that they just said that I've been thinking for a long time. Like people realizing, making real their growth and their truth. I don't know. I think we're about to have an extraordinary year ahead of us. I think it's unpredictable. I think right now it's time to get your answered. Now, despite the tech problems, one thing that does work is my reading ability. So come on and get a reading. You still have time. We'll keep the things open. We'll keep the polls open, let's say, here for another 15 or 20 minutes, and then we'll have any reading. We'll just move on and say happy weekend to y'all. But don't forget, countdown is coming up. New Year's Guru is the bro, and this year, for everyone to know, I'm selling the countdown calendar. I'll have some views of it next week. We have 2 more written questions. Great. I'll have views of it next week. We can get the countdown. There it is. But the calendar itself, if you can't make the webinar for whatever reason, at least you have the dates right in your calendar. And I don't think I've ever seen a tool like this before, where you have in one calendar right there, you can turn it on and off depending on whether you toggle it on. You can see the hard days, the easy days, the days to make a decision, the days to take action, the days to do nothing. They're all there. So you pretty much got a guide, day by day guide of what to do and not to do. And if you just follow the steps, you just follow them, you'll find your life clicks right into gear. In fact, a lot of people who are Sirius Joy subscribers, they come feeling very frazzled in life, feeling very lost. And usually within about 2 months, 60 days, they'll write our customer support and they'll say, oh, my falling into place. Most of it is because there's a rhythm to life. There is a rhythm. There is a secret formula. There is an algorithm. And that's what the system is. Step system is consciousness adds and subtracts. It's phenomenally interesting. And it gets deeper and deeper. In fact, I'll just kind of plug this right now and change my my support. If we can put this on right here and share screen real quick. But we will have the next edition, if we can here. There we go. Intro to Step Astrology. I just redid this last night at the website. But we have now kind of organized this. We're going to have the second edition. We did the basically Intro to Step Astrology has 6 entry-level courses, A through F. So far, we've taught A and B, okay? And in each case, there is a professional and a personal version. A personal version is everything to make your life better. This is the application of step astrology in the moment. This is how to use the system, how to benefit from it. And, I can't even begin to go into the myriad of things that you will learn by understanding the magic and the harmony of life. It's the steps. When you know what step you're on, you know what step comes next. You know what happened, and you know what step will come in 2 days. It's so perfectly rhythmically timed. It's not even funny. So personal teaches you how to read life, read your kids, read your husband, and use the steps to manifest reality. Much better than The Secret. This is The Secret is missing 11 steps. Or the professional version. The professional version allows you to have everything in the personal, but then also professional, meaning now you use it with clients. And there are 2 certificate programs for 2026. You can be a certified coach, a step astrology coach, if you take the personal classes, or you can become a certified step astrologer through the professional classes. So there will be certification in the end. But I'm so happy. The first set of classes went so. What's learning more stuff when I was teaching, put it into like, for reals. It was new stuff was coming in, but it's pretty fascinating and compelling. We're also going to be releasing this series, by the way, on just video. So you'll be able to just watch the lectures and not do the workshops. We should have that available to you soon, where you can just and watch it all like a series. In that case, it's about 14 hours of lecture. It's fascinating. That might be what you want to do. We'll have that news for you soon. Okay, so let's do a question, shall we? All right. I'm going to turn that off. I think this is an on-screen, a written question from a viewer. Patricia, all these net 9s. Look at this. 18-degree Cancer Sun, 22-degree Leo Moon. Mine's 21. You're trumping me, huh, girl? And a Leo 4-degree rising. Well, we are very similar in the sense that I've got a net 9, 18 Taurus, and I've got a moon. I mean, my rising is 9 and my moon is 21. So question 1, will I be able to keep my business from going bankrupt in 2026? That's a good question. I have the same question. Yes, of course. Now, first of all, here's a good question. I can't see your whole chart, but is it your heart's dream, your business? Is it? Because the only way that would be a yes, that you're going to be in trouble to keep it going, is if your heart doesn't love it. If your heart didn't love it, you're just holding on to it for money, you could have some problems. Okay, you could have some problems. But Jupiter in Cancer is in your 12th house, which is where your sun is. And so right now, just like me, you're facing some mega cleanup right now. You're having to drive some deep puddles. We're talking puddles that go back to Atlantis. All right. Some real deep subconscious, issues. I've had pneumonia 5 times. 5 times here in Palm Springs, because this is the trauma that has come up that I've had to deal with over and over again, that it always squashed down. So whatever's going on in your business is a reflection of your spiritual self and your relationship to yourself. Stop thinking about the business, start thinking about you. Make you the business, because you are the business, all right? You've come here to move past your karma. And a lot of your karma harbors an emotion, okay? What I see here consistently is you're not good, necessarily talented, let's say, at nurturing yourself. First of all, a 22-degree moon in Leo means that you're very reactive to the public. You're very reactive to people in front of you. You tend to ignore your feelings to nurture others. And with your Leo rising at 4 degrees, you sometimes are where you belong. Sometimes you're not where you belong. And you can be very temperamental. So I think what happens is you're probably very temperamental with yourself, probably really nice to others. And as a result, you emotionally get kind of sick, and you're always helping those who are sick. Point is, you got to go straight for the number 1 patient and really help you nurture your feelings. When you nurture your feelings, you will have the money come in. In fact, Jupiter will be in your first house next year around June or July. So next year, come whatever you want to call it. I call it the New World Order. World Order, you're going to be you're going to be a leader. You're going to be a person who takes lead. So you're technically getting rid of your stuff now, because you're going to be called on stage right around the corner. And right after that, the year following, 2028, Jupiter's in your 2nd house of money. And so you'll be laying down a whole new plan for abundance. Another reason for abundance issues, way too self-critical. All right. I guess it's a timer. Now, what's the other part? Sorry, guys. What's the other part of that question? There was another part. Okay. Will I be able to find a buyer for my business if I can keep it from going bankrupt? All right. So let me get to the core of this. If you emotionally go bankrupt, it'll go bankrupt. It's all about your feelings, honestly. It's all about your feelings. I know it's hard for you to imagine, but you are a person who wants to put your feelings aside to go save someone, right? Now, in the past life, you saved damsels in distress, you saved other people. Now you have to save yourself. But what you've done is you've personified it into a business instead of being you directly. So I have to say it again. You don't want to hear this. I know you don't want to hear this. I wouldn't want to hear this. Okay. But you are the problem. You simply need to nurture yourself. And what does that mean? That means that you feel good about who you are. You feel good about who you are, and you feel good about your life without the business, period. Like it has to be divorced from the business. If you feel good and maintain that phase, that's the beginning block, that's the first second, you'll have a solid emotional foundation. From a solid emotional foundation, you can create solid business. Solid business would be either you sell the business or you don't fall into bankruptcy. Now, I don't have you on screen here, but I wish I did. What does your heart say? Does your heart say you're going to lose it? Does your heart say you're going to lose it? Because I get the feeling you're not going to. I get the feeling that you're kind of playing a game on yourself, that you're kind of spooking yourself out. Because with you, it's not about you emotionally being distraught. You're actually afraid of being distraught. That's fine. What will happen is you'll be distraught. You don't want to be distraught. So ironically, what you do is you make yourself distraught to avoid being distraught. And that's kind of the complexity you're going through. You might want to come on screen and get a full reading with this. We're into the other aspects in your chart. But first of all, bankruptcy is, we're talking about chapter 11, right? Because most chapter 11s go on to survive. So even if you filed bankruptcy, it'll be a strategy. I don't feel any endings for your business. No, not feeling it. That means it'll either be sold or it'll succeed. Yep, I feel no endings for your business whatsoever. I wish I had my tag team here to back me up on that. But I feel no difference. I think what you're in the middle, and the karma was that when the going gets tough, you do other people. You don't nurture yourself. You're not there for yourself. And so if you focus on being there for yourself, I think everything will work out just fine. I know that sounds crazy, as if I'm blowing smoke and just trying to say something to get you off the camera, but it's not true. I can't believe in myself. The more I focus on myself and not my business, the more I care about myself and not others, the better I do. It's not about selfishness. It's about who is born first, you. Know that like you are not meant to be in this chaos, but you're meant to help with chaos. So your 22-degree moon is here to help people. Really, you're here. This kind of chaos you're feeling right now is because you don't have an expression for your talent. You're very good. And so you keep using your talent to calm things down on you. And you really need a project. And with your level, Palestine and Israel, that's the kind of love you can handle. You are a diplomat when you listen to your feelings, but you won't be able to help others until you can stay grounded yourself. I hope that helps. All right, let's do another. We have another, I think. The skin's dry today. I'm going to look at the chat, people chatting today too, because I didn't get a chance. Will I be able to find that? That was it. Oh, it was the second question of the first person. I thought there was another person too. All right. Hey guys. So one thing people have asked about full readings with me, there is a wait list you can go on at senseichristopher.com. You can get on the wait list. Right now, so I have been not doing a lot of readings. As many as I can, but kind of thin with the sleep. And people go, why don't you just do readings for the rest of your life? You really can't just do readings because it burns you out. You give so much energy in a reading, really connected, that you actually need time like doing business boring stuff, because otherwise you fry out. So I can't just do readings. I can do a day that I max out. Okay. Times 50. Okay, excellent. Well, I'll tell you a question here in the audience. If you're chatting in the chat room and you have a question, so I'll answer it. Otherwise, we'll probably wrap up here. I want to make sure I came on today. I didn't even know if I was going to make it myself. But miraculously, everything turned around. The clouds, Spirit said, get out there. My job, I think, here is to be a cheerleader in this moment. People know that everything's to be okay. I'm kind of like those these people who had questions are very much like me. I too, I can answer this a little easier because I too am used to helping the world. And it was when I needed help, what to do. I didn't know how to put myself first. But now that I'm learning how to do it, and I really am, thanks to so many wonderful people I work with and who help me, I'm seeing a turnaround, and I think you will too. I think it'd be also a great time to say thank you to our SJ Light Runners. By the way, we have a team of volunteers at Sirius Joy. We would not be in business if it was not for that team of volunteers. but also our core staff too. All the people who've been contractors with us. Boy, you have really dodged and rolled a crazy year. And I don't say it enough. Thank you so much. I mean, we're in this together, but sometimes we get so caught up in what we do, we have to say thank you. So I want to say that to my staff. I'm so grateful. I mean, God has sent me the most wonderful people. In fact, that's one way you know you're on something really important, is when you have the most perfect people show up for the job, the perfect ones, the ones you would wish for, you know you're being supported by the universe. And so let's look at all signs out there. It's not just money in the bank or, you know, some of these old factors. Sometimes it's the obvious, people, because that's people. Miracles are always delivered to person. Yes. Everything will be okay. Yes, everything will be okay. Everything is destined to be okay. The truth is, right now, I think we're asleep in heaven, and this is the dream. And so how can it be? You're actually already home, tucked safely in the heavenly bed, where we are imagining this place of solids and place of dark and light. But in reality, all there is joy. There really is only joy. There is nothing besides joy on the other side. That's what I've been told. And I recall that, but it sounds too good to be true, doesn't it? Yeah. Ooh, okay. Question from Dawn Child. Can you put that on the screen? Question. Excellent. Thank you, guys. What expansion can be a lot of things at 6 degrees of different signs? 6 Aqua Moon, 6 Mars and Gemini, and 6 Venus. Well, you're really 60, aren't you? 60. 6 means relationship to yourself. So expansion means a higher for you. It is opening up to a greater definition of self-reliance. So you might rely on yourself in a very simple way. And so you're going to learn how to be more sophisticated with your self-reliance. Think of the difference between a child that can feed themselves breakfast and a child that can do gymnastics. If you can do gymnastics, boy, you are really relying on yourself. Best friends. You yourself are best friends. And you've become master of yourself. You're on a path to mastering yourself. It's all about you, and it has to all be about you. Now, here's the 6s tend to make it about someone else. And they want to make it about someone else. And if you're lost, it's because you have not put yourself first. Librans are funny because they have being there for others before themselves. But that's not how it works. You have to be there for yourself before others. And the Libra, if you corner them, they'll tell you they're really in it for themselves. They're just using the strategy of making it about you. It's a strategy. Unfortunately, the strategy is taking them off course. You might be in the same situation, Dawn Child. It's about you. And if you're just honest about what you want with you and see what you can do for you first, then your expansion will be your influence, will be your power, and your expansion will be your sophistication and how you operate you. But a couple of warnings. 6 Aqua means Pluto has not conjunct your sun. When Pluto hits here, you're going to go through some breakdown where the walls that you put up to protect yourself will be kind of described as you'll feel kind of naked and vulnerable. Not a bad thing. You just learn where you have to put up some better boundaries and kind of rebuild the fence. However, the 6 Mars and Gemini, also, Uranus has not hit your 6 Mars. So your ego is a pretty profound transformation. You won't feel that so much this year. You'll feel it more next year. But you've got a lot of change to happen. And I think what your talent is that you remember what it was like to be in Atlantis. You remember what it was like to be high vibrational. So I have a feeling you're going to live in high vibration. And you're going to turn around and probably teach us. That's what it feels like. All right. No, she says too true. That's wonderful. Thanks for the feedback. We're not going to push it too hard. Yeah, people are saying bad recording. Yeah, we're sorry about that. You know, Sirius Joy Live, by the way, is where you can come down and buy your tickets to come to Sirius. You'll find that you can see videos here with us and the different packages that we offer. We'll be offering other things here too. We're just rolling stuff out, trying to make our varieties. As you can also tell, like we had problems with Megan's, and so we're going to simply offer her, invite her back for free. So we'll make it up to you if something goes wrong. Sometimes we can't help the internet. It's just and of course, don't forget to go to newyears.guru. We can go there too. This is where you can sign up to be in our what you can, especially if you want to ask a question. And you'll see the different varieties that are offered there, as well as the ability to purchase the countdown calendar for 2026. This is my most excited product so far. It's just like something I want to do since the very beginning, but the technology wasn't there and the human hours weren't there. I want to say thank you to our staff. Thank you to Brenda in particular, who's helping us with that project. And I hope you have a good weekend, y'all. Try to do this weekend. Take it easy. 6 and 6 are step 6 on Saturday, step 7 on Sunday. It's really to rest, relax, receive, have a little meditation. It's really that little quiet moment before New Year's. Because once we hit really 15 degrees Capricorn, the shift is on. It's going to be a new world and a new arena. I want to also say, if you're a Sirius Joy subscriber, Gwen English is on this weekend for your pep talk. She'll be there to deliver the juice for you both days. I'll be back again on Monday. All right, friends, we're so grateful for you. We'll be back on Monday on time. Gosh darn it. Until then, I love you. Love B.
Sirius Joy Academy is now offering gift certificates called Gifted Scholarships in 6-month, 9-month, and 1-year increments. This is the first time we've ever offered this. Sirius Joy is the most accurate astrology service in the world. And now you can stun your loved ones with a spiritual mirror that helps them every day. Visit SiriusJoy.academy to make your purchase. That's SiriusJoy.academy.